Okay, so I'm doing a video I wasn't planning, but is very vital. We're going to talk about the Daisy 340, and I got two specimens here, one in operating order, and another one we'll use. And this is about the lifespan of the 340 and how it breaks early, what life you can expect to get out of it if you take good care of it. So let's go ahead and we're going to get into greater spring piston technology concepts here. Okay, here's your mainspring, here is your piston head, and at the top there, let's go and zoom in and take a really nice look at that. Okay, now that is a soft rubber head, and that head has 8,000 shots on it. And at about 8,200, my gun went kaput, and I'll show you how I know that and how to gauge that. And I'm going to try to help people not killing their guns early. And it starts with this part right here. Now, the guys at the gun shop said I may have some micro damage on this and not necessarily rely on this for a part in the future, but it's great to look at, great teaching tool. So let's go ahead and start with the basic parts of your spring piston air gun, a traditional spring piston air gun, your mainspring and your piston head and that piston seal. Okay, so my gun at about 8,200 shots, I was hoping to get to 10,000, but it conked on me. The mainspring set. Now, how do I know that's the mainspring? Because there's two things that wear down just like parts in a car. This sets or your piston head degrades, and what happens when you abuse it, it can shatter, it can split like a lip, like someone puts you in the lip, and then air gets behind it. It can't maintain its seal. Okay, here is the tube, a plastic one, and I had people ask, is it possible that could break? And I had some people asking good questions. Okay, this has 8,000 shots on it. Okay, we'll say 8,200, and it's been reinforced. The Daisy engineers did a good job here. And if we look through there, you can see the transport hole. The transport hole is when your piston comes flying forward, forces the air out, and fires your, let's bring this in here, fires your BB. It's sitting up here. The airsoft guys call the hop up. I call the breech seal, but it's deep in there, and it fires it out of there. So where you see the back of the barrel there, it sits right there in a seal. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this now. Okay, at 8,200 shots, it just stopped working. Now, but before I get to doing that examination, let's talk about these guys. About a dozen have contacted me now, brand new guns, and they're already dead. They killed them. And I've had some interesting questions. So this is a unit where the back side of it is, you'll see the metal posts and all the sear assembly parts are all out because the post broke. I have had 3 of these units. I kept 2 main frames, which are the bottom parts of these, and 3 slides. So 1, 2, this is the operational one, and this old one that just finally kicked the can. I was hoping to get 10,000, but I got over 8. It's been shooting kind of crappy for about, I'd say, since 7,000. So that's what you can expect to get out of this, and I use only gently and sparingly RWS Silicone, which is designed to put in a tube like that, designed for spring piston. Okay, and it did not harm the front of that piston seal at all. Okay, so what's happening is people are contacting me, and what they're doing is they think, different people say different things, so they're getting bad advice is that to go ahead and just dry fire the gun. I said in other videos, don't dry fire the hammer, dry firing the trigger, because it stresses that metal post you see right here. And the only problems I've had is that breaking off twice. That's why I have 3 of these. I'm now proud to say that this bottom half, the main frame, has now outlived one of these slides. So it's going on 5,000 shots. So my only concern is, will it last that metal post back here with a harsher spring on here, because it's got 8,000 shots on it, and I can feel it's a little harder to cock, which is fine. It means the spring is good. So if you're asking, how do I know, how do I diagnose that the spring went on this, because the 2 wear parts are your mainspring and your piston head, piston seal, is I know it was the mainspring because it's harder to cock with the new gun, new slide. Okay, so what people are doing, they're taking these guns, they're racking it, okay, and they're going ahead and shooting it without BBs. And that's just a fatal sin to do with the spring piston air guns. The guys at the gun shop don't care about some of the other dissenting voices that say that's poor handling of a spring piston air gun, even a little carnival gun like this is what they call it. Okay, is you don't do that with a Gamma Magnum or RWS Panther. You don't dry fire your spring gun, meaning you don't have a projectile in the breech area. If you do this and you're pulling the trigger and shooting your spring, and you're shooting this inside your tube, you're going to It's not going to do anything to the spring. The spring's never going to get a chance to get old. You're going to kill your gun by damaging this. So I just want to make it clear, please don't do that. Don't dry fire your gun without something in the breech. Also, remember to keep an eye on this. I tell people there is 1 BB there, 2 in the black plastic when you look at your magazine, and then you keep count. If you see 4 underneath there, it's 7. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 underneath is 7. 3 is 6. You do have to babysit that so you don't dry fire your power plant, okay? And that is this tube with the spring in it, okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk about the lifespan here. And I decided I'm going to use this piston head as a pop can. So I'm going to try to make it as plain as possible. At the end of the life of this slide, which has been disassembled, my video showing disassembly worked fine. I have not had any problems, no breakages. Everything's holding up fine, and I'll keep the parts. But okay, so this is a pop can. So what was happening at the end of the life of that slide, the original, and I got 2 more. I got one, the second one, and a new one, or that's a third one, ready to go when the other one wears down, which I now know do. Okay, so this is a pop can. So what was happening is I put my front sight, imagine my finger is my front sight. I was putting it here, and not only was it not barely hitting it, it was shooting under it most of the time and sometimes catching it right here, and then it would just kind of fall over. Okay, and so I did the final test, which I knew it was the end of the line for that slide right here. It's been disassembled. Is 3 yards away with water in the pop can. I shot it, it just made a dent and fell. And I knew that was it. Okay, for 8,000 shots, this old slide could punch through the front of a pop can filled with water, and that's it, but it could do it. So now what's it look like? So you need to understand this. So now what's it look like? With the new slide, not only do I feel increased tension, so I know the spring was the issue, which is fine. It has the power now. When I did the same power test at 3 yards on this pop can, it punched easy holes in front, almost shot through it actually at that range at 3 yards. It almost punched through it with water in it. So big difference. The gun handles differently, and I know it's good to go. And now let's talk about the normal ranges I shoot at. Okay, this is a pop can. I'm shooting at 4 or 5 yards. Okay, now I have to put the front sight right here, and it's hitting here and high. In fact, right now it's shooting over the top. But the thing is, it'll wear in, like the guys at the gun shop are saying. This is not a Gamma Magnum or RWS, and this mainspring is not on the level of even a Red Ryder. It's going to wear down. It sets. Also, let's talk about the parlor tricks of people and young shooters trying to stretch it. You'll get a few shots out of that, but that does not fix a spring, and then we're not dealing with logical, intelligent spring and metal engineering. By stretching out the spring, that's a parlor trick. That's not going to hold up. Okay, so now my gun right now, again, is I aim right here with the cross, or with the front sight. I can't remember the last time I did that, and it's hitting here and here. And as it wears in, I'll aim here, and it's going to start hitting in the middle and down here. And then eventually I'll have to raise the sights up. I'll aim here, and it'll hit in the middle and down there. And then eventually, as I start getting near the end of the life of that slide in the mainspring, I'm going to have to put the sight back up here. It's going to hit here and here. And that's getting towards the end of the life of your mainspring. So as far as you killing your gun right away, please do not rack this without you having a BB in your breech, okay? The airsoft guys call it a hop-up. So please just make sure your gun's always loaded. Don't dry fire it. Don't dry fire the hammer. That's another videos. And again, I've shown you the lifespan of this gun, so expect 7,000 to 8,000 shots. And when you can't get it through the front of a pop can with at 3 yards away that's filled with water, it's time to change it out. Only use RWS lube. The warning signs I'll list in the written section. Please toggle the arrow and read the written section. I'll list all the warning signs so you can track that. Okay, enjoy your 340, and I got 8,200 shots out of this. So it can last if you take care of it. Don't dry fire the hammer, and don't dry fire the slide. Okay, thank you.